Hello friends, how are you all doing? I'm Mohammed Karam, a CG generalist and lead assets. In this video, we will be merging AI and CG. Since you liked it, there were many questions. How was this done? How is the merging done? How do I make the background? How do I place the graphic and put the appropriate lighting on it for the background so that it becomes identical and the image becomes very realistic? When I faced many questions about this topic, I said I must make it. This video is so that everyone can benefit from it. We will start with a site called Leonardo.ai, similar to Midjourney, that gives you 150 free points every day. There is a tutorial for it on YouTube. We now go to AI image generation and then write prompt which we want to do. We start now by creating a story for the image because there is no internet concept or background similar to the one in our imagination. And this is the advantage of artificial intelligence because it provides us with everything we need. So we want to show the assets that belong to us. Of course, in order to get HDRI in the same form, it does not exist at all, and I make this background all graphic. This is very cumbersome, so we must take advantage of artificial intelligence to our advantage. From this we will acquire a skill, which is lighting and composting. Now we will choose any of the images and create an upscale. Well, if we think this image is perfect for us, we increase the resolution and then download it. The next and most important step is to access Maya to create a camera similar to the background. Now, we will take the background resolution and put it in the settings so that the rendering is done exactly. There is a very important step, which is that I have to adjust the settings and change the textures to keep using existing TX. This is the best in the rendering process because Arnold converts every time he renders, and with this modification he never does it, and the rendering remains fast. Now my settings and resolution settings are set. The next step is to choose the image from here, so place it behind the object in the viewport. Now the basic step in this video is to adjust the camera graphics. It is very similar to the shot. What does this mean? We uploaded the image to the viewport, and it is not normally configured according to the settings. We go in and edit the image and convert it to fit, and now it is configured. I also adjust the depth of the images until the object appears in front of me. Now the camera angle, lens, and all camera settings will be adjusted. We start adjusting the camera and put a plan that contains horizontal lines. We take these lines as a guide for us to know the horizon line, because there is a need for evidence for all of this to adjust the angle. By repeating the process in other shots, the type of lens is known. Whether it is large or small, since it is not perspective, and does it look orthographic. We will start with the 55 lens because the larger the camera lens, the larger the number. The more it turns orthographic. There is no need to explain this because there is an explanation of all types of lenses on YouTube. Then we do something else, which is tear off copy. Separating two screens, one of which is the main camera and the other is the viewport. This is for a reason that when the camera is moved, we move it from the viewport. Because if we move it from the lens itself, it goes far. We also set the camera pivot. We place the pivot at the object itself, and consider it the camera target or similar to the camera aim that is found in the program. Very well, because I'm going to point the camera towards the plane in the reference. Right, left. And we'll start moving away. For this reason, while we are doing background work on artificial intelligence, we put the type of object. That will be changed in the graphics to know the real dimensions in the shot so that we do not invent. I see that the camera lens is not correct, because the graphic plane has a long face and this indicates that it is incorrect. What should we do? I think that the lens must be changed and enlarged because, as we said previously, if we enlarge the lens, it turns into an orthographic one, and we must know the types of lenses and how they affect the image. I see that the lens will be 85. Very well adjusted to a very large percentage. Not the same dimensions. But that is no problem because our model type is not found in the reference. This is not important because we are not making a model. But we are working on a camera angle that is very close. Yes, it is not 100% accurate, but it is fine. Now we will do the most important stage, which is lighting. You must practice this a lot until you learn lighting. Here we will know the locations of the direction of the lighting, the colors of the lighting, and the locations of the shadows, so that it resembles a reference in order to save us the next step, which is composting. The only thing in this composting step is adjusting the colors. We will speed up this step because it does not have any tips and tricks. Enjoy the music. Here we will modify the material, not for all materials, but for small things to adjust it to the shot so that it is realistic. Well, the lighting has been set well, and now we are adjusting the settings until the render is complete. Now we will double the resolution until it shows the texture details, because we are showing the model with the texture. Now we will save the render as EXR and enter Photoshop to composting and combine the image and the render. Now we enter into the most important step in them, which is the merging process. We enter Photoshop, set the render, go to the EXR image settings, and convert it from 32-bit to 16-bit until it is modified and filters are added. Let us begin. Of course, the resolution is higher, of course, because we doubled the size. But here we will reduce it by half, and it maintains the quality of the texture and the details of the texture appear. We start adjusting the right and left until it reaches the same rendering in Maya so that there is no discrepancy. Now you will put a filter called color balance. And adjust the shadows, highlights, and midtones. We must adjust all three together, and start adjusting the times and try to reach the same degrees of shooting in terms of colors. The next step is to download saturation. This is another filter and, oh, it is true. The box that we click on is because it affects the layers, which is located at the bottom so that it does not affect the entire images. We want to affect the render only. Okay, the saturation is set. You put another filter, which is brightness. It is actually set. This is the best step. The merging step makes you feel like you are making a full shot. Add black and white, and this is very important, and we do it on the whole shot. Why? Because it shows the darks and white in the image compared to the render, so that the darks and white are brought closer together so that the merging is realistic. To control black and white, we put a levels filter below it. After adjusting this filter, it gives me depth, and then we put another filter to make the merging process precise. Okay, after adjusting the colors, this man is erased from render until the plane appears behind the man and is given more depth and realism. Now the background is cleaned from the things that appear behind the render, such as the existing plane and other things. Now add a layer of smoke to the plane and behind the plane so that it appears better. Now we will merge each layer until the noise filter is added. Because there is noise in the background, this noise must be present in the render in order for it to be well integrated. If you notice that there is noise on the leg and on the ground, and the render is clean, there is no noise in it, and this is not realistic. So work must be done. This step makes it more realistic. Now after adding the noise, we merge the render, the background, and all the layers, and we add a very important filter, which is camera raw. This makes an adjustment to all the background in terms of colors, lighting, and the general mood of the image. Try it all yourself until you reach the best result for you. Thank you for watching. I hope you have benefited from this video with any information. If you encounter any problem, do not worry. Contact me immediately. Thank you very much again for watching.